And good evening, everyone. I'm Ron Steele. Elizabeth has this Friday night off. Authorities saying today that the Perry High School shooting earlier this year had been planned for quite some time, and the gunman, authorities say, simply wanted to be famous. That comes from the Iowa Department of Public Safety Commissioner today, giving us updates about that lone shooter and some of the heroes who emerged in the attack at Perry High School. KWWL reporter David Warrington has some of the new details.
I walked the halls of that school. I saw the carnage that day produced, and I can tell you it left an indelible mark on my soul. And that is not something, as the commissioner, as a parent, as a dad, that I ever want to relive again.
A 17-year-old who we are choosing not to name opened fire in January, killing 11-year-old Amir Joliffe and Principal Dan Marburger. Marburger tried to stop the gunman even after he was shot himself.
He was an absolute hero. And each time Principal Marburger called that name out and diverted that attention, it bought those students another 2 seconds, another 3 seconds, another 5 seconds.
Commissioner Stephen Bayan said Assistant Principal Brad Snogren was also heroic.
I can tell you that he was actively avoiding gunfire and trying to make his way to the principal's office to hit the button, to turn that radio on, to give Dallas County Sheriff's Office notice.
Commissioner Bayan said they looked into the shooter's background.
We recovered write-ins from the shooter who indicated just that. He desired to be famous. He desired to commit suicide. He desired to take others with him.
He says there were previous mental health concerns which were present years ahead of the shooting, and that he showed an interest in violence.
That he was fascinated, that he was obsessed with violence, with prior school shootings.
Fascination shifted to planning at least 6 weeks before the attack. Commissioner Bayan says there was no evidence anyone knew of his direct intentions, but others were aware of his interest in shootings.
This shooter told friends about his fascination for violence. This shooter told people online about his fascination with school shootings.
The commissioner says if you see something or have a suspicion, report it, and parents need to look for changes in their children and act.
If you ever get to a moment where you're looking at your teenage son or daughter and you can't see the bright smiling 4-year-old that used to play in the backyard, and you don't recognize the face across from you, there's a problem. You need to intervene.
Now, quite a report that came out this week from the Perry High School shooting. We've also learned that there will be no criminal charges being pursued in this case, as they now have determined this shooter did act alone.